What's up everybody, I'm Alex, and in this video we're going to talk about the smallest motorized slider that I've been using. That is actually a great piece of tech from iFootage. This is the Shark Slider Nano. First of all, this video will be all about my experience with the slider, my struggles with the slider also, and how do I find it. Starting with this, this slider is made very sturdy. It is made out of high quality materials, it is made out of high quality plastic and metal. It's not that lightweight because it comes at 2.15 kilograms, but of course you have motors, you have batteries, you have things like this. You cannot go under this weight, I think. The great thing about this slider is actually that you can operate it very easily, and the other thing is that it can carry a lot of weight. In a horizontal position, when it is on a sturdy surface, not on a tripod, it can hold up to 3.5 kilograms and the travel distance is 20 centimeters. However, when you put it on a tripod, things are a little bit different here because the whole length is going to be doubled. It is going to have a motion of 40 centimeters and the maximum payload is 2.5 kilograms. There's also another way to mount this slider on a tripod, and it is in a vertical position. In a vertical position, you have to keep in mind that the weight is going somewhere around 2 kilograms, but if you can manage to cut under these 2 kilograms, it will be way better, because the motors in vertical position are really struggling even with the 2 kilograms payload. For the sake of the test, I've been using this slider in vertical position with my Benro head and with my Sony Alpha 7 Mark III, and I found that sometimes it has problems, but these problems are actually solved when you lift a little bit the head. When it starts moving, after this you won't have any issues. When you're using it in a vertical position, you have to keep in mind that it is better to use some lightweight lenses. If you're using a little bit more heavy lenses, I think that it won't do the job like it should. But what about the functionality of the slider? What about the things that you can do with it? First of all, it is very easy to operate this thing. It has a sliding motion and it also has a panning motion. The panning motion is 360, so you're basically unlimited, and your only limit is the creativity that you are going to involve in a certain project. Here you can operate very easy with the touchscreen LCD panel and also with the buttons. You have two buttons, one for start and one for function. When you start the slider for the first time, it will go through a calibration process, and I suggest you to do this calibration process almost every time when you are changing surface. If you are not on such an even surface, you can do the calibration so it can know what's going on. The easiest way to operate with this slider is to turn it on, to press these two buttons at the same time, and you are in quick start. Most of the people are going to use quick start because it is very easy. Here you have 2 points, you have A, you have B. You can adjust the position for A, you tap the A, you can adjust the position for B, you tap B, and after this you press confirm. You have also two other options in this quick mode, and it is to change the points, to change your A and B positions and to get into a loop. When you get into a loop, the slider will keep going from point A to point B and reverse, so you're going to have a longer motion. I'm using this slider in quick start all of the time, and I have to say that it is absolutely easy to operate with this. There are also some other features that you can do with this slider with the provided camera control cables inside the package, but I don't think that I'm going to use it that much because I prefer to have manual control on everything. You can do some time-lapse, also you can do some stop motion, but I prefer to do the time-lapse manually on my camera and just to set all the motion in quick start. You have to keep in mind that this slider uses a Sony battery, so you have to buy maybe spare batteries for it, as it drains the battery really quick. The other thing that I have to say is that you can power it up with an external source. If you have a power bank that is good quality and has a nice output, you can use it to power the slider again. So if you drain your battery too quick, you can use a power bank or any other external power source via the USB Type-C. There are some tweaks that you can do on this slider, and maybe one of the most important is to check if the plate is actually snug enough into the rails, and for this thing you can wiggle the plate. If the plate wiggles even a bit, you have to tighten it up. For this thing you have a red scroll wheel on the plate, and it is used to tighten and to loosen the plate on the rail. Also, another thing that I have to mention is the lock button, because this slider is going to be used with a tripod head. No matter of the head that you're going to use with this slider, you have to screw it on the plate. And for this thing, as it has a 360 pan motor, when you screw it, it is going to rotate and rotate and rotate. So the guys from iFootage actually put here a button that you have to press. It is a lock button, so it locks the pan motor and you can screw your fluid head or whatever head you're using. with ease, and you don't have to worry that it is going to spin all around. Most of my experience with this slider was absolutely flawless because I've been using it for many reviews. I've been using it even for this MacBook review. I've been using it for many kinds of shots, also for time lapses when I'm outside. I have to say that I am pretty happy with it, except a few things. The one thing is that if you're going to use the slider with a little bit more narrower lens, you actually won't receive that good of a result because of the panning motor. If you're going to make such a delicate shot with this slider, there is an option that you will be able to see some jitter in the image, and this can be very easily fixed in post-production with a little bit of stabilization, but it's not the point. The thing here is that if you're going to use the slider for a quick motion, for something like 4 or 5 seconds, you will be able to see that it's not one of the best panning movements because of the speed of the slide. If you are going to use it for something like 15 seconds and above, as I'm using it when I'm doing my reviews, I have to say that most of the times, maybe something like 90% of the time, I'm very happy with the result. There are also a few times that I had to do a stabilization, but one of the tips that I'm going to give you is to try with and without stabilization inside the camera, because here you can face something called IBIS follow, and if something like this occurs, then the image won't be that stable. It will be stable, but at the end of the motion, the IBIS will follow up the motion and you'll have a little bit of a movement in the picture. One thing that I really don't like about this slider is the mounting. Because you don't have something like a quick release plate included in the package. You can buy some quick release plates from iFootage separately, but they don't include something like this in the package. The slider, as I said, is above 2 kilograms, and you have to be very cautious when you are removing the slider because it can easily fall from the tripod, and believe me, you don't want this to happen. The great thing here is that it's very compact. It comes in a really nice carrying case, and I like the overall feel of this thing. I like how easy it can be to navigate. I like how easy it can be to operate with it, because I don't want to overcomplicate my process of filming. I want to be able to quickly start the slider and to make the footage that I really want to achieve. So in this case, this is a great option if you are going with a smaller set. If you are going somewhere around 2 kilograms, maybe 2 kilograms and 200 grams, it will be great if you're going to use it on a slider, of course. But if you're going for a bigger setup, I have to say that this may not be the right product for you, because in vertical mode it won't be working that well, and when you mount it on a tripod, the maximum payload of the slider should be somewhere around 2.5 kilograms. For example, when you are on a table, 3 kilograms is absolutely okay, but more than this is not alright. One of the things that many people maybe have experienced while using a slider is when you are doing a motion and when you bump into the end of the slider and you see a shake in the image. This is not the case here, because the guys from iFootage actually put a sensor on the side of the slider, so it knows when the whole plate is going near the module with the battery and the screen, and you won't have something like shakiness at the end of the image. Also, you have a phone app that I barely use because I don't want to use phone apps. I want to be able to operate manually with this slider. It's a great thing if you have to stay away from the slider and you want to do some shots, you have to do some sliding and panning. You can do it through your mobile phone without actually getting close to the slider, and this is maybe the best thing about the application. So my overall experience with the Shark Slider Nano is very good, as I said. I'm happy with the results that I'm getting. I'm also happy with the whole package, with the overall quality of it, and I'm happy with the sliding distance. As for my needs, it's enough, and if I even want to make a longer slide, I can attach it to a tripod, and then I go to a 40 centimeters of sliding space. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you like it. I hope that you have received some good information about the slider. If you like it, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye.